right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight marks the one-year anniversary of the school shooting at CVPA High School. Our I-Team looks into the police response and where security stands.
Buckle up for some big weather changes over the next week when many of us see a good soaking rain, and why Friday may be the warmest day until next spring.
And our top story tonight, fire after fire, all suspicious.
This is unbelievable. It's got to stop.
More than 20 fires, firefighters hurt, and even after an arrest, it's still happening. Tonight, the St. Louis Regional Bomb and Arson Unit is investigating the series of fires in South St. Louis County. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. One man has been arrested in connection to one of those fires. And new tonight, our Laura Barcheski has reaction from neighbors and the firefighters in Limay. Laura.
Mike and Ann, the Limay Fire Protection District is asking for the public's help in reporting any abnormal activity in their neighborhoods after multiple fires injured firefighters over the weekend.
The Limay Fire Protection District says so far this year there have been more than 20 suspicious fires. In the past, they would only see roughly 5 to 10 per year.
Yeah, some of them are similar in the way that they present themselves and the way that we find them when we arrive on the scene. Particularly the last two, the two vacant house fires, have raised the biggest concern for us. They pose a big threat to the community and also to firefighters.
St. Louis County Police arrested and charged 31-year-old Joseph Blaylock with knowingly burning or exploding wood pallets behind the South County Floor and Decor store in nearby Melville and say the charges are related to fires in Limay. Limay Fire says there could be more people involved.
We don't know for sure, but after that arrest, we have had other fires since then, and they do appear to be very similar.
The two most recent fires happened on Dammert and Lark Avenues.
Each one of those cases, a firefighter partially fell through the floor. Luckily, his gear protected him from any serious injuries.
Phyllis Comparato lives on Lark Avenue near one of the vacant homes and witnessed the smoke and chaos on the street Friday.
Do you know that it's been abandoned for a long time, and supposedly squatters have been in there, and then animals have been in there.
A mile and a half away, a fire popped up at another vacant home on Dammert on Saturday.
I mean, this is unbelievable. It's got to stop. Somebody's going to get really hurt or killed.
Now on both streets, they're trying to keep an eye on each other.
We all work and leave at different times and come and go. So, I mean, for the most part, I would hope everybody watches out for one another.
If you have any information about any of these suspicious fires in South County, you're asked to call St. Louis County detectives at 314-615-5400. To remain anonymous, you can call Crime Stoppers at 1-866-371-TIPS.
Tonight, a 15-year-old boy is recovering after what police are calling an accidental shooting in South St. Louis. The shooting happened about 3 hours ago in the area of Oregon and Osage in the Dutchtown neighborhood. Police say the teenager was shot in the groin and was awake when he was taken to the hospital. No word on who fired the gun.
St. Louis homicide detectives are investigating after a man was shot in the face in North City. The shooting happened this afternoon near the intersection of Shreve and Anderson. Police say someone drove the victim to the hospital, and so far no arrests have been made.
The St. Louis County Council is cracking down on the open carry of firearms for teenagers.
Council members approved the move today, and new tonight, our Robert Townsend explains not all of them agree it's needed.
An impassioned council chair, Shalonda Webb, told her fellow St. Louis County council members she and many of her North County constituents are fed up with teens openly carrying guns.
In the district that I serve, there have been multiple instances.
Webb, a Democrat, introduced Bill 203 during a meeting on Tuesday. The bill would require a concealed carry license to openly carry a gun in unincorporated county. It essentially blocks teenagers from openly carrying because minors cannot get a concealed carry license. After more than an hour, the bill passed 4-2. Carried by council Democrats.
It's creating an actual environment of intimidation. Members of our community are intimidated and do not want to come out their doors or sit on their front porch.
Republican County Councilman Mark Harder and Ernie Trachis voted against the bill. Harder got into a tense exchange with an attorney from the county counselor's office.
This ordinance is already on the books, correct? I just want to make that clear.
Records show so far this year there have been at least a dozen teens shot in St. Louis County. Police Chief Kenneth Gregory says the new bill would strengthen police officers' ability to address unlawful open carry.
With the open carry legislation that's being proposed now, if the weapon is flourished, pointed at someone, then that gives us an opportunity to take action based on what's stated in the law. So it will help us in that sense.
The bill will now head to County Executive Sam Page's desk. His spokesperson tells me Page will sign it, and then the measure will become law within 15 days. Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Republican Councilman Dennis Hancock from Fenton abstained. Hancock said he understood the bill, but would prefer that the issue go to the voters for their consideration.
New tonight, St. Louis County prosecutors have filed charges against a California man accused of child enticement. Police say Cesar Sanchez chatted online with someone he believed to be under the age of 15 and tried to arrange a meeting for sex. Sanchez was in the St. Louis area working as an in-home cable repairman. Investigators believe he may have interacted with other children online. If you believe he may have contacted your child, you need to call the St. Louis County Police. The number's on your screen, 314-529-8210. Tonight, a Phelps County teacher is accused of sending pornographic material to a student and tried to lure them to her home for sex. Ricky Laughlin, who teaches at St. James High School, is charged with child pornography and attempted rape. The district has put Laughlin on leave.
A day of reflection and remembrance at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School. Today marks 1 year since a former student opened fire at a school in South St. Louis, killing 15-year-old Alexandra Bell and teacher Jean Kushka. Several others were injured. Classes were canceled today so that the community could focus on healing and remembering the victims. There have been a lot of changes in the last year. More than $2.5 million has been spent on new video surveillance, alarms, locks, specialty doors, and windows. There's also more security officers. School leaders say students and staff have worked hard to heal from the tragedy.
There's no playbook, there's no guidebook for this, and there's no way around it. You have to just kind of move through it as well. And so we're just moving through it together.
New tonight, our I-team is looking into the police investigation into the CVPA school shooting.
1 year later, police say they can't release any more information. Our Christine Byers pushes for answers on why the investigation is still open.
For the last year, we've heard the heartbreaking moments from parents reflecting on the day of the CVPA shooting, like Manfred McGee, the dean of students whose 16-year-old son was shot in the leg.
I think for people sitting on the outside looking in, they may look at it as a year later, but I look at it as something that happened a year ago that I've been dealing with every day since it happened.
And Danita Watkins, who told us in April about her 15-year-old daughter who was shot in the leg and jumped from a third-floor window to escape.
Some days she's, seems like she's happy, but some days I can see like depression in my daughter.
Families still reeling and police still investigating.
It's a very, very large, in-depth investigation that we certainly want to make sure that we document everything.
Which means that until the report is complete, the department won't release much. The I-team has filed multiple records requests for the police report, surveillance, and body camera video. And we've asked for an interview with the police chief. The department denied all of those requests. Department spokesman Sergeant Charles Wall shed some light on the delays during a video call last week.
There's just a lot that has to be documented. It's my understanding that the report at this point may be hundreds of pages long.
Wall says part of the delay is because there were also hundreds of students, staff, and police officers from multiple agencies involved.
Certainly it has been a priority for our agency. It is something that we are doing everything we can to get it done as quickly as we can. It's just it's a very, very large, in-depth investigation.
The I-team also requested information from the St. Louis Public School District about security. Today, the district's security budget is $10.5 million. That's up from $8 million before the shooting. That additional $2.5 million mostly paid for additional video surveillance and intrusion alarm systems. As for that police report, McGee says it doesn't matter much to him.
I don't really have any lingering questions because I was there. What they did that day and the short amount of time that they arrived on the scene to neutralize that situation.
The police department spokesman tells me they hope to have the report finalized in the coming weeks. For the I-Team, Christine Byers, 5 on your side.
If you have a tip for Christine and the 5 on your side I-Team, leave a voice message at 314-444-5231. You can also email Christine at tips@ksk.com. All calls and correspondence will be kept confidential. Tonight, St. Louis police are searching for a man involved in 2 separate road rage incidents in downtown St. Louis. One of the attacks was caught on camera. These are images from the intersection of 10th and Clark Sunday morning. The victim told police he honked at the driver of a pickup truck for running a red light. The driver then pulled the victim out of his car and punched him repeatedly. Police believe the same man also threatened another driver with a gun after running a red light at Washington and Broadway.
The last 24 hours has been the deadliest day in the Gaza Strip since the war between Israel and the militant group Hamas started more than 2 weeks ago. Hamas says more than 700 people have been killed. The Israeli Defense Forces say it bombed more than 400 targets, killing several Hamas commanders and numerous operatives. The U.S. and the UN Security Council are calling for a pause on Israel's aerial bombardment on Gaza to get hostages and Palestinian civilians to safety and to deliver humanitarian aid. The Patriot Guard was on hand today as the remains of an East St. Louis soldier arrived at St. Louis Lambert International Airport more than 80 years after his death. Corporal James Hurt was one of 2,800 soldiers who died in a Japanese prisoner of war camp during World War II. His niece submitted DNA more than 10 years ago, hoping to get answers about his whereabouts.
He enlisted in the Army Air Forces the day after I was born. I'm just so happy that finally he's coming home and he's not away anymore. He's with us.
A funeral for Corporal Hurt will take place Saturday at 1 p.m. at Lakeview Funeral Home in Fairview Heights. He will be buried near his brother and sister. An Ivy League student is dead. Now her parents are blaming a St. Louis company. The lawsuit Panera now faces over its charged lemonade. How tough is your phone? Tonight we're putting popular models through the ringer to save you from costly repairs and replacements.
The replacement for this warm weather is going to cost you when you turn on the furnace next week, if you haven't already. When these warm temperatures fade and how much rain we can expect over the weekend.